Not wrote anything down, so it'll be up here.
Well, people, you heard that from Simon, the Mr. Professional, who wanted to do this episode. And welcome to HHE podcast, Halloween horror events, in other words. And before we get into this, we are talking about tips and tricks, maybe for
Yeah,
travelers.
it's like first timer tips and tricks that
Simon's
we've
back,
learned over
guys.
the
He loves
years.
cutting in.
Yeah, well, I have to.
Bloody bastard. I'm trying to be more professional now, trying to tell the people out there what we are. And Simon cut me off. How dare you? He's like clopping football.
I'll be quiet again now then.
Yes. So, as I was trying to allude to, God, you can tell I've shaved if you're watching on YouTube, by the way. But yeah, it's tips and tricks for travelers. So, not locals, people from abroad and out of state for Halloween Horror Nights if you're a first timer. This is going to be a Simon episode. And before we get into this episode with Simon, please don't cut in, Simon. Please give us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. It helps the show grow and go up the ranks and get out to more people. Give us a review on all the other great podcast apps out there. You know we're on YouTube, so subscribe to us on YouTube and watch this great show on YouTube as well. Press that like button, the bell notification so you know when it all drops. And let's get this episode underway. And I will shut up now and let Simon take control.
Well, you're gonna have to bounce off because you know what my head's like at the moment. But yeah, guys, we've been asked by a few listeners. They want some first timer tips and tricks that we are willing to share because there's some tips and tricks I don't want to share.
Share the singer.
Yeah,
Sure.
share. So, yeah, it's just for the first timers who are going to the event for the first time, or if you have been to the event before, if any of these tips and tricks help you to make your event more enjoyable. That's what it's really there for. So, the biggest tip and the first tip I would always say is get your tickets before the event. It sounds stupid, but some people will not buy tickets until they get to the event that night, and then you're queuing up in a ticket booth to get your tickets, and then you've got to queue up to get into the event. Buy your tickets before you get to the event, and it saves you a lot. Along with that, I don't know if Phil will agree with this. If you do buy like a pick, is it the kiosk? Pick up at the kiosk. Do it before the event as well, if you're possible. So if you're there during the day, you can pick your tickets up during the day as long as you
quickly add on to that. Also, if you're staying at a Universal hotel, you can pick up from the kiosk there as well. So that's an easier way to do it.
Yeah, you just need your booking reference and the card. But if you're buying it from the kiosk, you need the card that you paid for it with. You just put the card in and it prints out all the tickets on that card as well.
That could be a problem sometimes because we use the virtual card, us lot. So they'll just ask for our passports because they ask for all your details on it anyway. So
yeah, but if you do use a physical card, take that card to the kiosk. So that it can save you anything from 25 minutes to maybe 2 hours because them queues for tickets during the day and at Halloween Horror Nights can be horrendous. So that's the biggest tip I can do for you. Next tip, you will be doing a lot of walking. So wear very, very comfortable shoes. It sounds like a no-brainer for people who've done it before, but don't wear flip-flops, high heels. Wear comfortable trainers just for...
should we get into chafing?
Yeah.
Everyone gets chub rub.
Yeah. And there is a good thing on the market, especially it's for females as well. I don't know the brand off by heart, but it's like a deodorant stick. Actually, can I see it? Actually, it's called. I've got it. I can see it there.
I know where mine is. It's my work bag.
Yeah, it's called Gold Bond Friction Defense.
Yeah, yellow with a red case.
Yeah, and you just put that in the areas where you're going to get. It might sound disgusting, but where you're going to get sweaty, and it helps to stop that chafing.
I would say take it to the park with you, that one.
Yeah.
And before I go, I use what we use in England. It's Sudocreme. I don't think they sell it in America, but if you're from the UK, take some with you because you can get the little pots as well, but you can also take into the parks.
There's you can use talcum powder or baby powder.
Runs that quick though.
Yeah. But with the heat and humidity, and that obviously leads on to the next one, stay hydrated. Yes, you might be in the habit of, there's a bar, go to and have a drink. Don't just drink alcohol. Drink water as well, or fruit juice or something, because you'll need it. It's like just during the day, at that night time, that humidity will hit, and just drinking alcohol will ruin your night because you just get exhausted, heat stroke, heat exhaustion. You don't want it. So keep very well hydrated. I think that's weirdly not much I can do for the health ones. Oh, another one. Take as little as possible with you into the park. So if you've got that cream and stuff like that, try and get it into your pockets. Because not having a bag makes things a lot quicker getting through security
Depends
as
if
well.
you've only got a couple of little things, a little bag, like not
Hmm.
a big rucksack. Yeah, again, like my bag's over there and I can't get to it. It's
Well,
really annoying.
actually,
I could show
well, to be honest,
people the
it's a
ones with
bit
the string
defunct.
bits.
Yeah, it's a bit defunct this now because this is going back to when the bags used to be searched at the entrance. They're not. They're done at security hub now. So just to save you a bit of time at the security hub, a lot of people will just say take ID if you want to drink, a credit or debit card, cash, any little medication if you do need any medication.
No, you say about that idea. I told you about this earlier, didn't I don't know
Yeah,
if it's
yeah, you
worldwide.
do that.
We've got this thing called Yoto. So YOTI. It's an app, and you can put like your driving licenses onto it, your passports. It's government approved in the UK, so it's very safe.
Yeah,
And I've got my passport on there because, quite frankly, I don't want to be walking around on holiday. If I even at an event like that, where there will be pickpockets and that as well, or you drop stuff, I don't want to be losing my passport on holiday. So I've actually added my passport to it.
yeah, definitely a very good tip because I know there'll be a lot of people who've been to Halloween Horror Nights before and have said that they won't accept a UK driving license. I've never been refused with my UK driving license in all the years I've been going. That includes going last year. So they do prefer a passport, but obviously I know sometimes they do accept photocopies. So take a picture of it, get a photocopy. Don't take your passport with you because that's the last thing you want to lose. You don't want to be messing about trying to get to the embassy to get an emergency passport to go home. So I would say leave your passport in your security box or the security box or whatever they call them, safes in the hotel room, and take a copy with it. And like I said, use that app. If
I
I
think
will get
if
filled,
you can do a scan and do a PDF, that'll be just as good
yeah,
on your phones as
yeah,
well. I just like
yeah.
being a
So we've
bit
got
more
the
professional.
yeah, we've got the more formalities out the way. Let's have a look at in the park. Uh, but mentally prepare yourself if you haven't got an express pass to queue because you will. You'll be standing around for a lot. You'll be walking around for a lot. So be prepared. Uh, right. Would you recommend going left or going right?
It's tricky this year because
Mm,
there's a lot of changes in the park and there's a lot of things
yeah,
in slightly different places. Oh, before I go any further as well, Simon was saying about prepare yourself for the queues and that, and the humidity. Don't forget, always also prepare yourself for rain
yeah,
because it rains through this event.
yeah. But it's guaranteed the 1st of September it's going to absolutely wash it down because it always does opening night for Halloween Horror Nights. But yeah, it's going to be 50-50 which way you go this year if you're coming into the park as the event has opened. So choose your path. I would personally, if you want to go into a house that you really want to do and you don't want to miss it, just get in it straight away if you can. I know it might say 2 hours, it might say 90 minutes. Just get in it early so you can guarantee to get it done. Because if you're only there for one night and you've gone there for Stranger Things, that queue's not going to drop down till probably right at the very end of the night. And if you're too tired and you don't want to stay till the end of the event, you're going to miss out. So make yourself a little bit of a plan. Look where the houses are. There will be in a map out. See which houses you want to go to. So to help save a bit of time on that, you can do one other first time tip is there's a thing called Stay and Scream. For the veterans, we all know what it is. But for the people who don't know, Stay and Scream is holding areas inside the park that you enter before the park closes to the general public at 5 p.m. So you must be in Universal Studios, Florida, before park close, and you must have your Halloween Horror Nights ticket to scan into one of the holding areas. Can't guarantee where the holding areas are going to be, but we do know that usually they are in the New York area, near Finnegan's, and the Simpsons area. They sometimes use Diagon Alley, and sometimes they use the Hello Kitty store area.
I can't see
But
Diagon Alley this year with the stuff that's been put in there.
well, it's usually outside of it anyway. You know where the bus is, but
Yeah.
we can't guarantee until we know. But the holding areas are areas you could be held in the park while the park turns over from regular gear desks over to Halloween Horror Nights. So you can see some behind the scenes of them wheeling some of the props out and seeing the scare actors getting ready.
I'll just think about something you said earlier about which way you should go. Now, again, people who love Halloween Horror Nights are going to know to actually go right this year, because if you want to do the scare zones in the correct order, you need to go right where Hello Kitty. And that is apparently a storyline. I'm not sure how that works, but that's the route you're meant to go. I think it ends.
Yeah, because it does make sense. Is it the Zodiac, then
Yeah,
the jungle bit in the
jungle.
1930s, then shipyard? So yeah, if you look at it that way, it goes finishes in the 70s.
What's interesting, because this is why I say go that way, because you're going to have to be a Halloween Horror Nights fan to know this. So there's going to be I would say 40% of the people in the night will know to go that way. So it may still be better to go that way.
Yeah, whichever way you choose, I don't think you'll go wrong.
Use the app as well.
Yeah, but like he was saying about Stay and Scream, the advantage to that as well is you usually are released before the park opens, so you can get some houses done. So if you're in the New York area, you usually get the houses towards the Rip Ride Rocket and Jimmy Fallon. Them houses usually open up before the park opens. And if you're in Simpsons, it's usually the ones in the sprung tents at the back of the park. Well, it's just a few houses. They usually open up about 5:30, 5:45. It's always to get a few houses done before the rest of the guests come in and save a bit of time. Philip's just kissing his badge. Anyway,
for people not watching on YouTube, we've recorded this after Chelsea played Liverpool, and Chelsea were the better team. And any Liverpool fans out there who don't agree with me at Epicfield Vlogs on X.
Or just don't at me, because
that's why I said at me.
Yeah,
it is. Yeah, we're not talking football anyway. Let's get back. No one wants to hear football on this show.
So you usually change the subject like that, don't you? Yeah. So Stay and Scream, take advantage. If thing is with Stay and Scream, you do have to have a daytime ticket for that day or an annual pass, but it's very well worth using. If example, if you don't want to use Stay and Scream and you want to get to the park when the park opens, you can stand outside the gates. I have seen people queuing up at about 3:30, 4 o'clock. Don't know why, because the event doesn't open until 6:30. But you can queue up at the turnstiles for the event if you want to stand in the heat for 2.5 hours. That's entirely up to you. But if you don't want to go in there and you want to just come in, what I would do is prepare to stay late till the end of the event, because round about midnight to 1 o'clock, things start to quiet down a little bit, and you'll be able to get quite a lot of houses done quickly with a shorter wait. So that's what I would recommend. Yeah, if we've just gone the which way to go, didn't we? I would also say if you are hungry or peckish, eat early, because then some of them food tents, then food booths get quite busy from about 8:30 onwards. And you can be waiting up to an hour for food, and it's a lot of time to waste. So if you do want to eat early or eat late, your choice.
Just holding time while he's thinking.
Yeah. Well, like I say, if you're going to go through it, what I would try and do is if you see a house that says 30 minutes or less, and you want to do it, just jump in it. You'd be surprised how quickly that them actual lines move. So if you see something less than 30 minutes, you want to do it. Just jump straight.
And that's what I was alluding at earlier.
Yeah.
Get the Universal app, go to the Halloween Horror Nights, be on it, and you'll be able to see what sort of rough time the house lines are going to, how long they're going to take. And if you're like next one, what's an hour, but 2 minutes away, there's one what's 20 minutes. Go and do that one instead, and then go back to the hour.
Yeah. Also, have a look at the times for the shows. Show, should I say? Because don't forget that's only bleacher seats, but it does hold quite a lot of people, and it is usually always full. So you could actually use that time around that area to get them houses done because it usually quietens down, and also use it to the advantage of staying out of that area when that show finishes, because that area around Men in Black gets very, very crowded very, very quickly when the show empties out. This one is they've done it for the last few years. Whether it's going to be available this year, we'll have to wait and see. But it is a later express pass, because Phil knows more about this because he actually used it last year. Where they sell an express pass for at about 11 o'clock to use at the
they
houses.
usually start selling it around 10 o'clock, I believe.
Yeah. And what it does, it gives you one visit into all the houses at a reduced price than what it would be for the whole event for that actual night.
Talking about express passes, if you feel like you want express passes for if you're only going one night and you haven't got them with your ticket, I suggest get them as quick as possible as well, because I've shown up to the event and they've sold out in seconds. So even if you can get online and buy them before you go, maybe a better idea for that as well. The 11 o'clock ones you can't do online. You have to wait until they release them in the park. Then you have to find the pop-up kiosk person who's doing it, and you go and buy it off of from there and then.
Yeah, because that will help you later on in the end of the night. That's really all I've got, really, because it's just we could just go on about all sorts of little tiny things. Is if you feel a bit warm, get yourself into a store, or because the air conditioning is still running all day, so that helps cool you down. Let's say stay hydrated.
I'm trying to think where more quiet areas can for people as well overwhelmed. Obviously, it used to be Harry Potter. That's kind of not happening anymore.
In the description, I'll link to Sterling. She does a map that lets you to do some quiet areas. I think it's for just so people can just really release and relax and relieve all tension, because sometimes the event can be quite overwhelming for the first timers, because there's a lot to take in and there's a lot to take.
Actually, that's a good point. I just thought of something as well. If you're in a house and it's too overwhelming for you, just look for a member of staff in there and they will let you out. You don't have to go all the way through the house, because I know a lot of people can be panicked about, but there's so many members of staff in there, usually in black. Just go up to one of them and say you can't handle it anymore, and they will help you out of the house without going through it all.
Yeah. Along with that as well, to get into your mindset, the actors will not touch you. So if they're not going to touch you, do us a massive favour. Don't touch them. That's the biggest thing as well. Don't touch them at all.
That's another one as well. This is for everyone, not just travellers. Don't get drunk and start fights in the park. It's pathetic.
Yeah. I
don't like it.
It's getting a regular occurrence now, and it's not what you want to see. So don't mess with a scare actor. Don't get too drunk. Enjoy yourself. Don't get us wrong, but don't be that person that can be turned into a meme, or the one who gets into the drunk tank, because there is drunk tanks at Universal, and it's now in the car park where they put all the drunks to.
I honestly wouldn't know, because I've never been drunk, because I think the prices for the drinks.
When you walk, if you drive into the park, you'll see at some of the car parks these big white tents. I think they call them drunk tanks for people who are too pissed and intoxicated. And that's it. Just all I can say is just enjoy yourself. Just take it in. Spend a bit of time in the scare zones as well.
Should we quickly explain tickets to people as well? Because they're newbies, they might want to know them for future. Most people should know this year, but if you said next year, there's single night tickets, and then there's obviously the theatre passes.
If you're going for multiple nights, a single night, all you need is a single night ticket. Don't waste your money on a multi-night ticket if you're only going to go for one night. But there is multiple night tickets. There is different grades. This year there's Rush of Fear, Frequent Fear Plus, and Ultimate Fear. Rush of Fear gets you for the first. I'm just going to do a quick one. Rush of Fear gets you for the first 4 weeks of the event. Frequent Fear gets you in from Sunday through to Thursday. Frequent Fear Plus gets you in Sunday through to Fridays for the whole event. And the Ultimate Fear gets you into it every single night of the event. and they all range from about 169, something like
I
that,
don't remember anymore.
$159 up to
And obviously with them
quite a lot.
tickets as well, you also have the option of adding express to them as
Yeah,
well. Other things
which
for the event,
they,
you can.
they took a hit.
There's other things for the event as well. You've got the RIP tour. That's expensive. You can do one where you do a shared group, or you can do a private group. I think you have to have the minimum of 10 people in it, all right?
Yeah, it's minimum of 10 up to 16, I believe. And they vary depending on the night and how many's in the group.
Yeah. And obviously,
So,
if you're in a private one, you're in control where it goes. If you're
yeah.
in a one where you're going to have loads of different people, it's more of the tour guide to deciding where you're going.
Yeah. If you do a non-private RIP tour, you will be in every single house as quickly as the group can, and then that ticket becomes an express pass for the rides after you've done the RIP tour. But if you do a private one, if you want to go through Universal Monsters 25 times, you can go through Universal Monsters 25 times. You tell that tour guide what to do.
Yeah.
And if you do these, if you do these, you do these. I keep saying it. Yeah. If you do these events and you do these RIP tours and VIP tours, these VIP tour guides are very knowledgeable and they know the event inside out. So if you have any questions about the history of the event, about the event itself, they'll happily help you and just give them a little something afterwards for the troubles, because they are your guides. You don't have to, but it's very much appreciated by any tour guide that does that.
Okay, and there's one more thing. What's the house tours called again?
Unmasking the Horror Tours, which are a nice way if you want to find out what the event is about. But what you do is you go through the house with the lights on during the day. There's 3 house tours, and from what I'm hearing, the 6 house tours have sold out.
This is what I want to get to. So when this comes up and they go for sale, if you've got yourself planned, try and buy these as quick as possible, because these things are so popular. They are the things what do sell out.
Yeah,
they're not like half hour. They're like what, 4 hours sometimes.
Yeah, well, the 6 house tour is, I think it's between 8:30 till 3:30. And a 3 house tour starts at 8:30 and start at 1:30. So like a 3 hour and a 6 hour. And you get to go through the houses with the lights on. No scare actors, so you won't be scared. You can see intricate details. You can take pictures in certain rooms, in certain houses. Not everything can be filmed. Tour guides tell you about that. We're getting on to the 6 house tours, saying they're all sold out for September. I'd still put a pin in that, because I'm sure I remember last year, leading up to the event, they said they were sold out, and then when the event started, loads more appeared in September. Because I actually nearly booked one of the 6-part one because they were sold out, but then they did turn up when I was actually in Florida last year. So be prepared. Sorry?
So yeah, I was going to say, the last thing I can think as well for this event for people, this is why it's great to be a hotel guest. You've got Cabana Bay and Dockside. They both theme their bars. Cabana Bay also have upstairs the photo opportunity, what changes every year, like from Chucky to Stranger Things to Universal Monsters. And that's free to hotel guests at any Universal hotel. This year, they're doing something new with all the hotels. 6 of the hotels, you go around and get a chance to take a photo with a Universal monster thing. I think it's just going to be the models. So it's a pretty cool thing. So this, as you can see, if you're new and you've never been, there's so much to this event. It's not just the nights at the houses. Yeah,
and if you do have any questions, inboxes are open on X, Facebook, Instagram. Just send us a message. We'll get back to you. I just had a quick thought while I'm using my Blinky Cup. If you do get one of these as well, a Blinky Cup, you only pay for the Blinky Cup once. So you pay a little bit more, and then the refills are cheaper in these. And they're actually bigger. Well, these are bigger than the normal size ones. So you could get yourself a little bit of a cheap beer.
Fair enough. And don't forget, this could be a tribute store as well. If it's packed through the event and you've got a Universal Studios daytime pass, just go through it in the daytime. It doesn't make a difference.
Yeah, because you can get some of the, I think you alluded to that in the food one, just with John Self.
John Self, yeah.
Some of the food is in the tribute store, so you will be able to get some Halloween Horror Nights food during the day. If you don't want to.
And obviously, that's where all the merch is. Also, there's going to be merch what will be in City Walks. Do not panic if you're not going to the event. And also, we'll be in the boutique in Islands of Adventure.
Yeah, and sometimes some slightly different stuff in there as well. Usually some unique stuff in there. So yeah, Halloween. The thing is, the parks. Well, America itself loves Halloween. The parks love Halloween, and it's taken over the whole resort. This instead of it just being Universal Studios. So all I say is
That's gonna get
just enjoy
bigger.
yourselves as well. Take it in, enjoy yourself. Um,
I will.
don't don't be scared about a scare actor running up to you and chasing with a chainsaw. It's gonna happen. You're gonna
Ooh,
get scared.
John
Yeah, that's the
Self
biggest
gave a
tip.
good thing about that.
Yeah,
If you don't
he
want a
did.
scare actor in a scare zone to come up to you, and try and scare you, if you have an open drink in your
Yeah.
hand, they will not go near you because
I
they
said
don't
that
want.
when I was watching it earlier on. Julie said to me, I said that to Julie. I said, and that's probably the reason why they never go for me and they always go for Julie because I've usually always got a drink in my hand. I'm just a pisshead, as you can probably tell.
See, they come near me, but I just generally don't get scared because I'm usually looking at my phone.
But let's say go into the event knowing they will get you and just enjoy it. They're not there to hurt you. They're there to scare you and make you have a laugh. Because I'd if you're one of them people who are usually say fight or flight, if you're one of the ones who are flighters and run away, they're just gonna chase you. They always do. They won't touch you, but they will chase you. But if you're a fighter, just stay at home.
Like, plain and simple,
Yeah.
though, to make it nice and simple, if you've got a 1 day ticket, as Simon says, if there's certain houses you want, just queue for them because
Yeah.
if it's a busy night, you're not going to get them all done. So you've got to have in your head, I'm willing to miss these houses, but I
Yeah.
need to do these houses.
If you're there for Stranger Things, go to Stranger Things. If you're there for Universal Monsters, go to Universal Monsters. And
If you're there to meet Epic Phil, travel vlogger, buy
just
me a
don't
pint
just
and
don't
I'll be
turn
happy
up.
to meet you.
Don't turn up. No.
I like you.
Too many plugs now. Don't turn up.
Is that why you're not turning up?
No. I just don't want to meet you ever again. I'm going to cancel
See you in October.
October as well.
See you in October.
Yeah. No, I'm going to cancel October as well.
Fair enough.
No. We hope that's helped you. I know it was a bit higgledy piggledy. Oh, it's a very British word, isn't it?
Not by me.
But yes, that was it. We just thought. Eh?
My phone keeps on going off.
Well, who's the unprofessional one now?
It's on silent, but it keeps on popping up on Facebook, and all of a sudden stuff is showing up. What video? Because Facebook, I want this out with you as well, you little tit. Once upon a time, you had an option on Facebook, right? If you turned Wi-Fi off, mobile data would not play videos. Now you can't stop them, and it does my head in. So I press the notification, not showing what it is, and all of a sudden it's a pop-up video. I'm scrolling through Facebook looking for something, and the video starts playing. I want a video to play. I will press play, you little dick. But I don't want to fight Zuckerberg because I've seen him training. He looks quite hard these days. Is it Zuckerberg? Yeah, it is him, the alien.
Is he still running it? I don't know.
Well, mate,
Um,
mate, just don't fight him anymore. He's trained in so many jiu-jitsus and everything now. He actually looks like he can fight.
No worries. Well, I hope
Tip.
like I said, we hope this has helped you. It's been short and sweet. I just go out there and
Thanks,
enjoy
pretty much.
yourselves. Oh, there's one last thing. I'm going to try and get some of these to fill for September. If you do see any of us, we haven't.
For people at home and listening on their
stickers.
phones, they are HHE stickers. What I will put in certain areas in the park. Apparently, there's only certain places you've got to put them, and I'm not sure how to figure that out. So I'm going to have to ask some.
Yeah,
people.
I think if you just put them in like a little, I'll get some little plastic
I
bags.
know
for
you're
you
not
as well,
allowed.
and
You're
then,
not allowed to put them in houses. You're not allowed to put them in lines and places like that. I don't think you're allowed to put
Yeah.
them diagonal alley. I think it'd be places like near the lake and that where you could probably pop a few down.
But if you want a sticker and you see Phil at Halloween Horror Nights, he'll have some in his pocket.
It'll cost you a pint. No, it won't.
Right,
No, it
just-
won't. I'm joking. I'm joking.
Yeah. Well, it's just something to give back because, like I say, we're not that massive, we're not that big, but
Oh.
a little sticker if you want to stick it on your phone or on your car. Don't put it on your car, please. Don't put it on your car.
Put it on your car. Put it on your bloody car. Let people see how Walmart at the Walmart parking lot. That's a country song,
Yeah.
that is.
Yeah. So yeah, I hope that helps you. And like Phil alluded to earlier on, if you could give us a 5-star review on your podcast app of choice.
Especially on Apple because it pushes us up the
Yeah.
table.
There is this one thing. If you could share any of our episodes to one of your friends,
I love when he says, did anybody, I want to know people at home when you listen to this. When he says share, do you think of the singer?
Oh, shut up. We should just share it to one friend. That's all it needs, just one. I'm talking to, if you watch this on YouTube, I'm talking directly to you. One friend. Just one person. That's all we ask. When it gets out to more people.
And why he said YouTube, I'll get that plug in. HHE podcast on YouTube. Subscribe to us on there. Press that bell notification so you know when these drop. And like the video. By the way, comment as well. We always want to chat back to people.
Yeah, definitely. And like I said, we're active on all the socials. Well, Phillies. I'm just working too much at the moment.
Well, to tell you the truth, I won't be active the first week of September until the 9th because I'm going to ignore everything Halloween Horror Nights. I want to experience it when I'm in the park.
Yeah, well, I might have to jump on the bandwagon for that then.
Someone else will have to take over Twitter. Joe, you listening, mate?
Yeah. Yeah, Joe, do something. If you do something, we might pay you with a sticker.
Joe, we might let you back on the show. Seriously, Joe's missing. If you can find him, please. Cool. Yeah. I don't give a damn where Joe is.
Or if you've got any spare Wi-Fi, just send it down so we...
Yes, jokes aside, Joe is meant to be on tonight, and as he was watching the Chelsea-Liverpool game, so you know when this is recorded, it's a week late when this probably comes out. Unfortunately, Joe's Wi-Fi had gone on him, and he's a Chelsea fan like myself, so he was stressing out, can't get his Wi-Fi working. He says, I don't know what's wrong with it. I told him to pay his bill.
Just have an unlimited phone network and just tether it up to your phone. You'll be fine.
So Joe will be back soon. I'm not sure what we're going to do on the next episode. I'm running out of ideas.
It's probably, I don't know.
Hello Scream news, maybe. I think it'd be close enough to do the Hello Scream stuff.
Yeah, we've got Hello Scream. We've got the British ones to go through. Because we can leave the British ones a little bit later because a lot of them don't start till end of September.
Well, in theory, if I was in Orlando and you, Joe, wanted to record one about the British ones, I'm not around. It doesn't matter.
We could sort something out. Anyway, guys, so thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Do all the stuff you should do. Follow us on the socials. And Simon says, shut the fuck up.
Oh, dear. Sorry, guys. I was very professional with John South, but Simon has let me down.
Well, so, you told me to say something. He says, no. I don't know what to do.
So let's do this. From me, be epic. From Simon, don't be a boogeyman.
What?
A boogeyman.
Simon says, Simon says, shut Phil up, please. Do us a favour.
No, jokes aside, guys, if you see me out there at Halloween Horror Nights, come and say hi. You won't see Simon because he was too tight on his money this year. Didn't want to spend money. That's the truth. He had the money. He just didn't want to go. He said he doesn't like any of you people. So embrace me.
Yeah, that's why inside I'm crying because Chucky's literally taken over the whole event. But
Dr. Oddfellow has, but not to worry.
I think Chucky's a little bit everywhere else. Where Oddfellow's not Chucky is at the moment.
We don't know where Dr. But anyway, guys, we are going to do this outro properly now. So Simon's alluded to earlier, all the good podcast apps, give us that review. Subscribe on YouTube, on the socials at HHG Pod. By the way, quickly before we go, Simon, who did you meet?
There was a gentleman. Was he operations manager for Knott's Berry Farm? So we may be in touch. If you are listening to this, I completely forgot your name. I have got your business card. I will.
Wow. Professional guys, isn't he?
Well, it was yesterday. I've had a busy day. I've been to Sheffield today. Don't like that place. Sorry if you live in Sheffield.
Yeah, from me, be epic. From Simon, I don't know, scream and live forever.
Yeah, I was sure we used to say happy screams.
Yeah, there we go. That'll do. Right, guys, on that bombshell, and we'll see you on the next episode of HHE Podcast.
The moving one-way exit is approaching. Please watch your step.